Hello, in this video you'll see me use the paintbrush tool that affects a material that has a lerp in between a moss and the texture set of this ruins. And what you just saw me do is I just changed the color from white to a gray. White is all ruins and black is all moss. So when you pick a gray, it's going to do a little bit of mixture in between. I have a lighter gray, so it'll be majority of the ruins rather than moss. And it's lerped with a height map, so the moss will only appear on the high places, and the moss can only appear in the dark places when the color is set all the way to black. And we'll change the color now to a lighter color so that it'll be less mossy, and you can see the effect here. Now there's still moss hitting those high points. It's not erasing it, it's not completely white yet, but it's substantially less. Okay, so if we change the color back to white, you'll see that it completely erases the moss, and the only thing you will see is the ruins. And so if we did the opposite, it would only be moss, but here it is cleaning the ruins. The stones is much the same way as the walls that we did earlier. This requires a same variant of gray. Tweaking it up or lighter or darker has a different effect of how much of the darkness comes through. And this one has a -1 effect on the height map because the dirt doesn't want to stay on top of each stone, it wants to go in between the cracks. So if you just reverse it, then it will give you that effect. The color I chose there seemed a little too dark, a little too purpley, so if you just reduce it, then it looks like a pretty good dirty road. The red road has a different texture dirt than the greenish road. It has a more gravelly texture being lerped with it, and it uses pretty much the same color of gray to get a nice effect, but this one was chosen just because if people are walking on it, it's going to have pretty big pieces of gravel, and it's not dust and fine like the side would be. So that was what was chosen for this one. Here's a screen cap of one of the materials. This in particular is the one that was used for the green ground. All the other ones are very similar. The only difference is that the ones that are used for the walls of this Mayan temple set have a 1- reverse type node that attaches in between the height map and that height map lerp. This is the Unity version. It's very similar to the Unreal version. If you just pick gray, you can get an in-between color. The only difference is that this one does not use a height map lerp. This one is just a regular lerp. This is a screen cap of the Unity shader in Shader Forge.